Next part in my Final Fantasy XI How To video series. Today, we will be talking about Skirmish. So, just preface early on, there are two types of skirmish: regular skirmish, or just skirmish, and then alluvian skirmish. And so, I wanted to make that distinction early on so that when I'm talking about these two concepts, or these two different skirmishes, people aren't confused. So, okay. Skirmish has 4 zones, and alluvian skirmish has 4 zones. They're the same zones, but it's a different skirmish. So technically, there's 8 total skirmish zones. Skirmish was introduced in Seekers of Adulin, and they are high-level instanced in-game battle events that reward players in gear, in armor, weapons, key items, and items to upgrade or augment the weapons or equipment that you get in Skirmish. Skirmishes are accessed by a simulacrum, or by simulacrum segments, which are obtainable by various methods in all areas of Ubulka or all Seekers of Adulin areas or zones that have monsters in them, pretty much. It's composed of 3 segments: torso, legs, and visage for regular skirmishes. For alluvian skirmish, it is torso, legs, visage, and a eudaemon item, or eudaemon items. The 3 segments used will determine the number and quality of rewards, the number and quality of buffs, and benefits you receive in the skirmish, and the difficulty and time limit of the skirmish and its objectives. To enter skirmish, you need to have Seekers of Adulin expansion pack, 1 to 6 party members, level 95 or above, and a simulacrum key item. Trust can also be used in skirmishes. The skirmish areas are Rala Waterways, Sirtis Caverns, Yorcia Weld, and Outer Rakaznar. To enter the skirmish, one needs to teleport to an augural conveyor, which operate in a similar manner to Coalition Biovacs, wherein you need to register the conveyor in order to teleport there. Accessing the conveyors in these zones will require what I refer to as the exploration key items that you get in Seekers of Adulin. These are demolishing, logging, climbing, and watercrafting. So, skirmish, and just skirmish generally. Skirmishes are divided up into different content levels. So, content level 6 are Rala Waterways and Sirtis Caverns. Content level 14 is Yorcia Weld, and content level 20 is Outer Rakaznar. The type of visage selects the skirmish area and quality of rewards, namely the quality of stones that drop. The tier of torso chooses the skirmish level, the size of the skirmish, the time allotted, objectives to complete, and number of rewards. The tier of legs sets the number of noetic ascensions available and the effects they bestow. After obtaining each of the key items necessary for a simulacrum, trade all 3 to Osten, an NPC in Eastern Adulin, to receive the key item in order to access the skirmish. Now, only the party leader or the skirmish leader, or whoever has the key item, needs to do this. You only need 1 key item per group, so not everybody in the group needs a key item. They just need to be able to teleport to the augural conveyor. And then when the leader trades, you'll be teleported into the skirmish, much like Delve, or similar to Delve. The segments can be obtained a variety of ways, or the items necessary for a segment can be obtained a variety of ways, most notably after completing lair reaves and colonization reaves, but they can also be purchased from the auction house and bazared. Using stones from skirmish, one can augment randomly within set ranges gear obtained through skirmish at Divani Gamani in Western Adulin, near the Inventors Coalition. Yeah, in front of the Inventors Coalition. Well, I guess technically to the side of it, but players can also transmute normal quality versions of weapons to +1 or high quality versions of the same weapon using a vial of Translurry obtained randomly by completing skirmishes, and the same for gear using the key item Transilmange, which is similar. It's randomly obtained by successfully completing skirmishes. You may also receive wings that can be used to purchase gear and weapons that are available within the skirmish you completed. These wings are Lebendopt wings and Polkadopt wings. To trade these wings for gear and items, I think you can also use them for skirmish segments. You trade them to Osten or the NPC directly beside Osten, which I know it's a female. Her name escapes me. But they're like a little couple secluded away from everybody. Obsidian fragments are also obtained in skirmish, and they are the currency used to pay for augmenting gear. So you trade the gear you want augmented, the stones you want augmented, and then the NPC will be like, this costs 5 obsidian fragments. Well, you get like 1,000 to 2,000 per skirmish, so it's doesn't really matter. Alluvian skirmish. The only difference between skirmish and alluvian skirmishes are the use of eudaimon items, so I won't go over redundant information. Alluvian skirmishes reward higher level weapons and armor than regular skirmishes. The eudaimon items affect the beneficial and detrimental effects the party receives, and detrimental effects are just beneficial effects given to monsters. It's not going to like lower your evasion or accuracy or anything. The most common alluvian skirmish you will do, this is my opinion, the most common alluvian skirmish you will do is your seal weld, which involves your base and the enemy base. Players will kill elemental monsters or butterflies to get poisons, a currency used to spawn monsters to push back the invading monsters from your base, and to push the enemy monsters back so far as to push them back to their spawn point, and then your monsters will attack their base. But note that your monsters that you spawn cannot physically destroy the enemy's base, named the Stronghold. When it gets down to 1 or 0%, whatever you want to view it as, just a player needs to roll up and hit it or cast a spell on it, and it'll destroy it. And then that will spawn a... the name is escaping me. Oh, a living cairn. That will spawn a living cairn, and a text notification will say a living cairn has been made manifest. That just means you click on it and it teleports you to the next level of the skirmish, the next wave. So one player and your Steel Weld Alluvian will be in charge of spawning monsters, and this process is called booking. A lot of people don't understand booking, so I'll briefly go over it here. The only thing the booker needs to be worried about is spawning monsters nonstop or leveling up monsters. Since you're not penalized by spawning too many monsters, it's recommended that you spam them, but intelligently. I use Colibris as the first monster I spawn because they deploy so much faster than any other monster, and because they deploy so much faster, they will meet the oncoming enemy monsters and stop them in their tracks so they can sort of battle, which gives you more time to spawn slower monsters that can advance towards the enemies. Because, so for example, if I were to spawn crabs first, they're really slow. That would give the enemy's monsters more time to get closer to my base. And I'm not about that life. I don't want enemy monsters at my base. They need to get their trash out of there. So I spawn Colibris, which fly off and stop the enemy monsters, so I don't have to put up with their trash attacking my base. So your job is to spawn monsters or leveling up monsters. You can level them up by when you click the book, it's an actual book. to spawn monsters, it'll say like spawn monsters or amend the Ars Monstrum. Amending the Ars Monstrum will increase the level of all spawn monsters and give the booker access to more monster types. The only reason you should stop spawning monsters is to amend the Ars Monstrum or to key, which I will get into later. Mages and other support type jobs can buff the monsters spawned and also buff your base. I book as red mage, and so when I'm able to, or when the situation is such that I need to spawn Byakko, the Shijin or super monster that wrecks everything, I spawn him and then I cast haste 2 on him, because he'll roll up at the enemy monsters or the enemy's base with a really high attack, and because I haste 2'd him, he's going to attack super fast. And then you could just, I love to watch it because I spawn Byakko, haste to him, he gets to the enemy base, and just the enemy base's health just drains like within seconds. It's awesome. Note that monsters alone cannot destroy the enemy's base, and again, a player is going to have to come and smack it. Usually it's the player that's closest to the stronghold, but I've seen that the keyer, or not the keyer, that's Abyssi, to cut that. The booker will have to go and attack the stronghold to destroy it. It depends on your group and however they want to do it. The standard operating procedures, as it were. So, the keys. You get an item called a fenestral key when you start skirmish. Don't touch it, because what that does is it ends the entire skirmish. And so whatever objectives you completed, whatever loot that you get, when you use that key, it ends it and you get that. So if you pop it 2 seconds in, you're not going to get anything. Okay, I'm gonna slow down and say this precisely. Only use the key if your base is about to be destroyed or you have finished every wave of the skirmish, which it will say in chat, every objective, all whatever of the skirmish has been completed or all objectives have been met. So, when I say if only key if your base is about to be destroyed, the booker does this, in my experience, because when everyone else is fighting monsters, they could think that your base is about to be destroyed, when it could be that the booker is just spamming monsters and haven't pushed the monsters that are attacking the base back far enough, but it's about to happen. So in my groups, the booker calls the shots. And so this has happened. As booker, I've been in the menu, and navigating the menu, there's like delay for whatever reason. And so I like to push it up into the edge, like where at the point of no return, basically, to give myself as much as a chance as possible to push back the enemy. So in that event, I just spam and chat key, like key. So if I am unable to, another party member should be keying. Just a tip. Now, my overview of booking is elementary. However, Kat Shaput, a member of our FFXI and a member of the Reddit link shell and a player on Asura, has written probably the best and most comprehensive guide about booking I've ever seen. That link to that guide will be in the description of this video, and it will be properly labeled. If you've never done skirmish, or if you've done skirmish and you've never booked, but you want to, or you think that the situation might arise that you do book, or maybe just so everyone has an idea of booking, go read the guide in my description. It's going to help everybody. Also, in the description, I have links to an overview of skirmish, an overview of Illuvian skirmish, how to augment and what gear and weapons you get from regular skirmish, how to augment weapons and gear, and what weapons and gear you get from Illuvian skirmish. So, and in that, it's super involved. The gear and armor, it breaks it, the augments you can get per stone type, per stone, per what, if it's no quality or high quality stone, it's awesome. So if you want to augment gear, click those links, bookmark them, because they will help. Also, this video is an overview to skirmish and Illuvian skirmish. I could go way more in depth, but I'm not going to do that because this video would be literally hours long. So after watching this, if you have questions, well, not even that, just after watching this, click the link, just every link in the description. Read them, because I've left out hundreds of things. So you don't have to memorize it. Just gloss over it. So when you go to a skirmish group, you'll be knowledgeable and you can ask directed questions instead of how I'm on fish, like how I skirmish. You could be like, okay, so I understand booking theoretically, but practically I might need some more tips. Offer them. I doubt anyone's going to be that in depth with their questions, but if so, awesome. So, thank you all so much for watching. If this helped you or you want to support me making these videos, like the video and subscribe. Tell me if I got any information wrong in the comments section. Comment and tell me what you think of the series. If you have an idea of things I should cover, or if you want to hang out and talk about Vanadeo. I stream Final Fantasy XI on Twitch, and the link to my Twitch profile will be in the description. On my streams, I just sort of do whatever. I help friends. I hang out. Mainly, it is a Q&A session. So, if viewers have any questions about anything, they can ask me and I can respond immediately instead of having to wait to a video to address it or being burdened by trying to give them this in-depth explanation and tell when I'm trying to not die or heal my party. So I highly recommend, if you watch the stream, ask questions. Don't just sit there and be silent, because it's super awkward for me, because I'll be like, yeah dudes, I'm playing as Red Mage. What do I talk about now? And if you have any questions and I'm streaming, come by and ask them. I don't have a set streaming schedule yet. Still developing and working, finessing everything. So check it out. I want this series, and I want to genuinely help people, and I want and need feedback to see if I am helping people. If you have any ideas, feel free to say them in the comment section of YouTube, of Reddit. Tweet at me. The link to my Twitter is in the description below, or PM me on Reddit. The name is Silversean. It's simple. I'm Silversean of the Asura server, member of the Reddit link shell. Add me as a friend on 11. Throw me a /tell if you want to say hi, or if you see I'm online, you need help. You can ask me anything. We can just sort of hang out. It's chill. It's awesome. Or you can ask me questions about 11 or anything else. Thank you for watching. The link to my Twitter, information about Skirmish, the Twitch link are all in the description. The Reddit booking guide by Cat should put in the description. Check them out. I'll see you in the next video.